Hello, and I am Deocean of Deocean's Deep Blue. And honestly, June is getting off to a very interesting start, isn't it? There's going to be more and more and more, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. We're going to see things that are going to boggle most people's minds. Maybe not you, maybe not me. If you're attracted to this kind of channel, probably not you. But definitely a lot of people are going to have to wake up and smell the aliens. Oh, uh, if you want to call them aliens. I'm not sure. Some of them may actually be from here so long that I'm not sure we call them, maybe they're from here by now. Some of them are probably born or hatched or whatever they do, bloomed, whatever. But Rebecca Broom, I was wondering where you were last night, girlfriend. Hi there. So, who knows, whatever it is they do. But, and I'm not trying to be too quick here. Some of them are probably born, some of them are maybe incubated. I don't know. But thought I'd just bring it up because, when they start, when they report it on news channels, it's kind of interesting, and police dash cams, but no aliens. They still don't have a picture of the aliens, I guess, but they do have a picture of the green fireball. They do have pictures of those to be found online on YouTube. And I was listening to people discuss this, and of course they had somebody was interviewing some author of some book that was supposed to be talking about off-planet species and alien life, the search for alien life, and it turned out that he was a complete waste of time. He said, well, maybe, because these people are reporting like maybe 9-foot aliens. And guy said, maybe they just saw a big dog. And his book is all about the scientific search, which means the people who aren't going to find very much because they're looking in the wrong place. So, yeah, I missed you too, Rebecca. So, there are people that are looking in the wrong place in the wrong way. I mean, uh, trying to contact some ETs with radio waves, that's very old fashioned, which is what they're trying to do, some kind of radio broadcast. A very advanced culture is not going to be using radio. So, not probably not to get messages across. It's too slow. Anyway, oh boy, if they want to be serious, they got to start listening to people, is my opinion. You got to start listening to people who have actually had stuff happen. And, but anyway, we will talk more about that. And we will talk more about all kinds of stuff. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to pull out some cards. I'm hoping somebody sees the notification because It looks like not very many. Actually, Rebecca, a lot of people missed the show yesterday. I mean, I went from having a whole bunch of people showing up the time before to like only a few. Um, I was kind of, what's going on here? But I've also noticed for a while my comments were being deleted from, you know, when I would leave comments for people, my comments were being deleted. So I don't know. Is am I being punished by YouTube? I don't know. I never know. One day to the next what they're going to do. I do know one thing. It makes it darn hard to keep a stream together and to know what the heck is really working and what's not. So I don't know. At this point, I'm not really sure. See if you got the notification. Yeah. Okay. So who knows why this is happening? You know, maybe YouTube just doesn't like me much. But then again, the stuff I talk about, I guess maybe they wouldn't. Hello, Gemini. I'm going to put on the oh, and also we're going to talk about reasons why you shouldn't wear a bra. Why the feminists were right to burn their bras. But this also goes for any tight clothing, and basically, um, it's kind of important to know this because I mean, for years we've been told that wearing this crap's going to help us somehow, and that it's a good thing to do, and that we should all be wearing bras, right? Well, I suppose it's better than, I mean, before that was these really horrifically tight corsets and things, which I'm sure was not helping anybody's circulation either. But, you know, there's a lot to be said about this, about the subject, and really you need to know this, and this is pertains to any body part, not just your boobies. But we did have somebody, namely Heather Dawn, talking about what happens. She is going through something with her breasts, and um, I'm going to speak just a little bit more about what I did. But one of the things I did was I stopped wearing bras. I forgot that. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I did stop wearing bras because I read everything I could because that's what I do. I'm a research type. You give me a problem, I'll research the living crap out of it until I find the answer. That's the way my brain is. Okay, that's the way I think. Hey, Brandy. So I did my research and came to the conclusion it was not a good thing to, you know, that bras are actually booby traps. You can quote me on that. Um, Not that you should maybe never wear one. I mean, a comfortable sports bra can actually be helpful. Uh, if you're jogging or something, you're gonna want some support maybe, but something like that going on. But as a matter of course, just on a regular day, probably you're better off not. And we'll go over that. And we're all, like I said, we're going to go over the aliens in the backyard thing. And as you know, I live in Ohio, which, and I live in Northeast Ohio, which means I'm near the Great Lakes Triangle, which means we have stuff in our sky all the time. And um, so we'll discuss a little bit about that. bathing suit tops. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Um, yeah, okay, I'm going to put on the intro, give people a chance to file in, although we'll see. I had to go turn off my roast as well. So, oh, did anybody else find their way in? Oh, you wear tanks with a hidden bra. Yeah, I have stuff like that too. But as I said, remember this is just tips, tricks, and hacks to play that massively multiplayer online. Not online. Well, yeah, I guess it is online too. But massively multiplayer VR, holofractal, total immersion learning game called Life on Planet Earth, and has nothing to do with real life, which takes place outside of the Matrix. So please don't consider anything I say to be medical advice or any kind of diagnosis or anything like that. Whatever the legal stuff is, just don't think we're going to get into the legal stuff, okay? This is just reporting. One of my friends brought me this a while back to support something we were talking about. So, 12 disadvantages of wearing a bra and reasons to ditch it. Let's talk bras. Many of us have been taught all our lives that wearing a bra is a must and we can't do without them. This way you will look more good looking and put together. Little did we know all this was malarkey. The first bra originates since 1914 and has increased its popularity as years went on to become a ubiquitous part of every woman's wardrobe. So, no wonder this antiquated undergarment is still a symbol of femininity and a daily part of our routine. But if you think bras are the most uncomfortable clothing to wear, what came before bras was even a lot worse. There were these restrictive corsets, which women used to wear. So, in a way, when compared to them, bras were considered a sign of freedom and release. Yes. So, however, nowadays, even bras are still being a questionable part of our wardrobe because of the disadvantages and health risks. That's why we have collected 12 disadvantages of wearing a bra, which will make you say adieu to your trusty old bra, or trusty old rusty, musty old bra. I really haven't been regularly wearing bras for a long time, unless they're like a sleep bra or a sports bra or something. I cannot stand them. Um, so anyway, here we go, ladies. Your breast will lose shape. Contrary to what we might believe, wearing a bra doesn't help the breast not lose its shape. Actually has the opposite effect, as the support of bras weakens the muscles in the chest, making the breast droop. And this was a weird effect. Um, I used to wear them all the time when I was doing singing telegrams because I was a belly dancer and it's part of the outfit on some occasions. And I mean, my costumes mostly all involved wearing a bra. And it was after that that I got the breast lumps. Uh, so actually, once I didn't have to do that job anymore, I took the pressure off my boobies and stopped wearing them. Anyway, there is no one size fits all. That's number two. When you're buying a bra, you should have in mind the material, cup size, band size. However, according to the lingerie experts at Town Shop in New York City, around 80% of women are running around wearing the wrong bra size every day and have no idea. I believe it. Three, scorched skin. I used to get this. We all have experienced those painful scorching marks after a long day of wearing a bra. Sometimes these marks may never go away. I used to get those. Succumb to gravity and sag. As you get older, sagging becomes more prevalent. However, bras can make you, more specifically your breasts, travel in time and boob droop way before the supposed time, prematurely. So, women denying gravity to your breasts will not help prevent sagging. 5, cut off the blood circulation. Yes, the tightness and squeezing around your chest can compress your major blood vessels, leading to blood circulation being cut off. And when you cut off the blood circulation, anything, toxins can build up. And because your blood circulation is what cleans everything, everything gets swept away and cleansed, and moved to where it can be released. And if you are cutting off any circulation, you are actually preventing that. So anything that prevents normal functioning of your circulatory system is going to be detrimental to you. And this also includes, and Jim and I brought this up because she's a massotherapist, and she brought up, well, it's the same thing with men wearing tight belts, how they wear the belts, how they start to get the Dunlop's disease, but they tighten their belts around their hips and they got the belly pressing down on the belt. And, when you've got this tight anything, I guess the tight belts can actually add to all kinds of male problems too. And dare I say the male, I don't see any males in here yet, but yeah, a tight belt can actually give males problems. And primarily, I believe, didn't you say, Jim and I, mostly with the prostate? Oh, yeah, and most bras aren't made of cotton. That's right. They're not made of a natural fiber. Most of them are not made of a natural fiber, and so you could be exposing your breast to some nasty chemicals leached out. And I do have to say, if you have any polyester type stuff or, any synthetics, one thing, because I was so allergic to synthetics, and I mean, even underwear, everything, any polyester. I mean, there was a time when polyester would absolutely rake my skin to hell. But I found out you can actually take powdered milk, a solution of powdered milk, and put your whatever it is in there for a few hours and just let it soak. And the milk will leach out all the formaldehyde, because what's really affecting you is actually the formaldehyde. And maybe the microplastics too, but the milk will actually leach it out. So you just get yourself a little bit of powdered milk or just regular milk. I mean, if, you know, but powdered milk's pretty cheap. So I've actually even put that in the laundry with the wash to get it out of clothes. So if you're worried about that, that's one way to get around that problem. And I mean, I had to do that with my underwear, my clothing, everything. So anyway, weakening the muscles, your suspension muscles on your body need to actually have some resistance, just like any muscle. Um, it needs to have the weight of your breast in order to, so that you are using the muscle. If you don't use a muscle, it starts to atrophy. So if you keep wearing bras for a long time, the muscles can weaken. Back pains and headaches can happen due to wearing bras for a long time. You can experience back pains and headaches. You can wear the wrong bra size or have a long time since you let your nipples free. Oddly enough, your nipples need to breathe free from time to time. Folks, you can't just stifle those little girls. And, you know, the girls need air from time to time in circulation. And you know what I used to hate is the chafing that could happen under certain circumstances. Oh, I hated that. Um, okay. You have to have cotton. Yeah. You take a towel to travel. Me too. I had trouble with towels. Okay, Brandy, see you later. We'll be talking about aliens by the time you come back. Much love and favor to you too, Brandy. Okay, deflated appearance. Uh, your breast is flexible and can adapt to various changes your body goes through, but such cases are during pregnancy, PMSing, or adding some pounds, or even shedding some. In case your bra is an inseparable part of your body during these major changes, bras can weaken the surrounding skin as well, which can lead to a deflated or puckered appearance. Don't let your babies pucker. Don't let your tatas pucker, ladies. You don't want puckery tatas. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. Free, free, let's set them free. Okay, I was around during the bra burning era. We didn't really burn them, we just stopped wearing them, a lot of us. Okay, strapless bras are less supportive anyway. They're just another type of bra with same disadvantages. Um, trying to have most of these, and I know this for a fact, strapless bras, if you have large breasts, they're just no fun at all. Okay, trying to find one that stays up. I've actually had them flip down on me. Or I've caught them, but I've actually had them flip down. Um, okay. I'm kind of sad the guys aren't here because I could just hear the comments in my head, what the guys would be saying, right? Okay. Um, when the when the twilight of your years is around the corner, your breast has already started to sag a little bit. If you think wearing a bra in advance could keep it rounder and perkier, you're wrong. Truth be told, your bra is just keeping you back from even more beautiful breasts. So the best solution is to just let them do their own thing. It's not going to help. It's not going to stop time. If you think bras make your breasts look toner and perkier, take a look at your back. Everything comes with some consequences. In this case, it's literally behind. No matter how thin or fit you are due to the tight straps of the bras, your back skin will start to form rolls of fat after a while. And of course, it can make marks. And as some of you know, and if you have heavy breasts, it can actually make ditches in your shoulders. They don't mention that here, but I was having that. I always needed the wider straps or the padded straps in order to keep from having issues with my shoulders. So it was actually screwing up my shoulders. Your breathing can become more restricted. This is something that everybody can relate to after a long day at school or work. Come home, the first thing you do, or even walking through the doors, you start the process of ditching the over-shoulder boulder holders, right? Because no matter how exquisite your bra is or how exquisitely it fits you, there's still something so exquisitely marvelous about taking it off. I like the way they wrote that. It's like you can breathe freely. Well, that's not just an illusion. You really do breathe more freely, as a bra can actually cause shortness of breath with all sorts of discomfort. If you try to take a deep breath, your bra will become even tighter, causing difficulties in your breathing. So, some amazing benefits that happen when you stop wearing your bra. Your breast shape will improve, boost of blood circulation, encouraging healthy breast tissue, breathing function improve. You will get a better night's sleep, and guess what? You'll save a lot of money. Because let's not forget how freaking expensive brasiers are, as all ladies' underwear. It's freaking expensive. So as far as I'm concerned, yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's the health portion of our show over. So if somebody gets on your case about not wearing a bra, and I've had people actually try to exclude me from things for not wearing one. I'm going to take this and say, here you go, read this. But okay, so that's the health portion of our show. And now that you're more breast aware, and who doesn't love boobs? I mean, let's face it. Well, I guess maybe some aliens don't. I guess Greys don't have them, so boobs are probably completely a mystery to them. Greys don't have anything, I guess, and so I guess they're probably not into it. But hey, um, those are Greys. Okay, so the aliens in the backyard. As some of you know, earlier this month, there were reports of a green fireball streaking through the sky and landing in a backyard, okay, somewhere in Las Vegas, of all places. Amazing that anybody saw this. It kind of looked like, now I saw the police dash cam, or not dash cam, but the police uh, cameras that they wear now. And his partner, actually, the guy that went to investigate, only went to investigate this because his partner had seen the green fireball. And they did have footage of the green fireball, so that is available on. But they don't have any footage of the actual aliens. But they do have some rather terrified people who don't look to be drunk or stoned or anything. And it's a family. It's not just one guy. It's a whole family of people uh, that saw a couple of aliens in their backyard that were very tall, and they were so um, in the 911 call, they're so freaked out that they can't even judge the height. Yeah, they were like 7, 8, 9 foot tall, maybe. I don't know. They were just really big and had glowing eyes, red eyes, and you know. And the thing that they said too is a funny thing about that when they went out to check, it was like they could not see parts of the yard because it was blurred out. It was just blurred out. Now remember what I said about hello, Lewis. As long as men are not. Well, see, that's what my boyfriend of the time said. Oh, that's okay, darling. I'll just follow around behind you and hold him up for you. Uh, but yeah, yeah. Red eyes are usually not a good sign. So, um, so basically, it was interesting that they noticed that they noted the detail that they could not see part of their backyard. It was blurred out. It looked general. It was just blurry. It was like looking at a picture that's blurred out, and it was odd too because the from the policeman's camera, the footage that they had was partly blurred out because it was supposedly because it was private property. So it was kind of like showing an example of what that blurred out would have looked like. But basically, they saw their yard blurred out. Now that would be weird. They could not get a good look at whatever fell into their yard because of the cowboy. Your hair's up my nose again. Anyway, yeah. So that would be a weird feeling to walk out and have half your yard just go blurry on you. But this talks, speaks to something that I noticed, that I would notice these things in the sky, try to get a picture of them, and they'd just blur out. It would just, they'd go blurry. Well, that's the cloaking technology, apparently. It just makes everything go blurry so you can't really see what's there. That would be a very weird feeling. And then you see these big, huge beings with red eyes. It's like, yeah, I think I'd be a little upset. I think maybe I'd be upset. Um, and then, of course, the policeman says, I'm not going to bullshit you guys. If my partner hadn't seen the fireball go down, I wouldn't have even answered this call, which here we go. You know, that's one of the problems right there. Everybody's trained to automatically not believe, right? This illustrates just everything that's wrong with the way things are handled. In a way, it's like somebody's terrified out of their minds. They've never seen anything like this before. And you come right up and say, well, I wouldn't be here for my partner. And, it's like, so we're going to not believe you right away before we're going to believe you. And that's kind of what we found here in Ohio, too. Is like, there are people who see them over the Great Lakes all the time and they just don't bother to report it because why? Nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to believe you. Nothing's going to happen. Even if you have footage, people are going to call it fake. If it's clear, they're going to say, why is it so clear? If it's blurry, they're going to say it's just a blur. They're never going to be satisfied. So why bother? If there's not any good coming of it, why bother? Yeah, yeah, Lewis. Aliens are very technologically advanced. Whatever they were using to blur that out. Um, Actually, here's an interesting thing. I did put in our Me Wheel a while back a video I found of a guy who made his own shield, his own Invisa shield, basically out of a police shield and an old police shield that he got secondhand or something. Um, and he showed how it worked and he showed how to make it, and it worked pretty well. I mean, you could not tell that a person was standing there. It just blurred everything out. And I'm thinking, if it's simple enough that a guy can make this in his backyard, of course aliens are going to have it. I mean, you can make this kind of technology in the backyard with, stuff that you can just order. If you know how, if you have the secret of how, right? So I would love to have one of those. There's certain people I'd love to dodge, right? But hi, Angel Wings. How are you doing? Yeah, they don't have any authority over here. That's right. They're not the authorities here. But I can imagine that, I can imagine this would be, I mean, even me, if I saw a couple of things that tall, and I know we got Bigfoot around here. I know that would be a little startling. That would be quite startling. Who's kidding? That would be startling. Um, so, are these guys good guys? Are they bad guys? Lewis says the red eyes are bad guys. I've heard that. However, I have heard that Bigfoot also have eyes shine, and although I think theirs are a different color, I can't remember now. But basically, you know, if this was in my backyard, I think I would. I don't know if I would report it. I really don't know. I like to know what you guys think. Would you bother to report it, knowing how people treat this and how people treat people who report this stuff? Would you report it or would you just note it, try to get some kind of record of it? What would you do? And if you put it in the comments in the chat, I will tell the world what you would do. Angel Wings says, even if they're real, they got no authority here. So she's not putting much to it. Okay. And frankly, I don't know either, but the two factors that they're very tall, they're not little green men, they're very tall. Um, there could be that could be true. I mean, because, the reports we get about the little green men, we know that isn't true. A lot of these beings are much taller than we are. So that gives it a little more credibility. The fact that nobody looked drunk or stoned and it was a whole family that saw it, that gives it a little more credibility. The fact that they did see, police cam did see the fireball. At least the fireball has, the green fireball has. We've got, they have footage definitely of that on a police dash cam. So that did happen. That much happened. Okay. And then they said they heard a noise. They kept thinking they'd hear an impact crash, but it wasn't really a crash noise exactly. But they did hear a noise. So let's see what people are saying about this. Had a dream yesterday about volunteering to sit down with a girl, a woman, during a ghost story tour. And I requested a voice recorder, but then this chick had me sign a paper or a waiver. Oh, that's interesting. Angel Wings says, I have a feeling that's why some of us with gifts are being upgraded so fast for something like that coming to, getting us ready physically now to be able to defend ourselves or to be ready for anything. Yes, I would agree. This is one of the reasons I'm teaching what I'm teaching. I'm teaching, I'm urging people to go ahead and practice their remote viewing. Um, and we're doing weather manipulation. We're doing um, sovereignty, cord cutting, all of these things to get ready for anything that might be coming up. Because uh, we know that it's going to rock and roll when it starts happening. It's going to happen fast and there's going to be a lot to deal with. But we don't have specifics. Okay. So I feel like discernment is key. I feel like one of the things we really, really, really need to get down with is discernment. And discernment is to be able to tell what you're dealing with. And one of the things that my guides have had are always saying is I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. Get to know the energy signature. Okay. If you know the energy signature, you'll know what you're talking to. And that's even if you're trying to channel or trying to talk to something, whatever you're doing. Everything has an energy. Everything else can be faked, the appearance, the voice, all that. But the energy cannot be faked. So easy. That is not so easy to do. As a matter of fact, it's almost impossible to cover energy that well. So if you can get used to reading the energy signatures rather than going by looks or by what, and also there will be a feeling in your gut when you're around something, or should be. And if it's not there, you need to clean that chakra out. Okay. I feel we know, but not allowed to fully know, so none of us are targeted. Too bad. I'm not sure I understand that statement, but okay. No, but not allowed to fully know. So none of us are targeted. Too bad. Lewis Todd says it could be a staged alien invasion via Project Bluebeam in order to usher in a dystopian world governance. Yes, I agree. That is a possibility. Hello, Max Vision remote viewing class, otherwise known as John the Magnificent. No, how you doing? Good to see you. I missed you all freaking weekend. I don't know what happened. I couldn't find you all weekend, John. Um, Sending you all so much love. Oh, hello, Michelle Cannon Free. Hi, sweetheart. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. So basically, I'm talking about now the aliens in the backyard in Las Vegas. And how real do we think that is? Well, I think it could be just because. But is it real, as Lewis is saying, is it real in that? Okay, let's put it differently. I believe the people experienced something and saw something. Okay. What they saw and what they experienced exactly, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Okay. Um, pretending to be Ricky from the Lucy show. Um, hey Lucy, you got some splaining to do? Uh, Bill already promised to kill the children. Uh, what? Bill already promised to get. Okay, Mac. Okay, John, you got to explain that statement, please. What children? What are you talking about? What children are we talking about? The alien invasion is probably a few years. You mean the Project Blue Beam, the Blue Beam thing? Okay. Who is Bill? Is that Billy Bob Bates, guy whose name rhymes with Phil Bates? Are you talking? Old Billy Bob? Oh, Billy Bob, a friend of Eppelstein's? That's another problem I have with Farsight. They're trying to tell me that Eppelstein, yes, I'm using code, that this guy did actually off himself. Yeah, that's what Princess Jeanette, not Jenny, but Jeanette, Princess Jeanette saw the I'm not trying to make fun of her because really that's I'm just being I make fun of French. I just make fun of French. I'm sorry. I have French in me. I'm allowed to do that. I have French on my side of the family, my mom's side. Anyway, Princess Shanae saw him kill, that he offed himself. I don't believe it. Not for a minute. So the next virus was talked about by Billy Bob Bates. Yeah, a few months ago. Yeah, and he said it would get children. Exactly. Yeah. Now I that's what I was wondering if you were talking about Billy Bob Bates, Master Bates. I mean Gates. I mean, yeah, doors, fences. I don't know. Um, the series talks about the aliens are using children for food. Yeah, and you know, it could be. I mean, the demons. One thing I know about demons is they like blood. If you're going to hire them to do something for you, they're going to want blood. Yep. So blood is the coin of the realm. So I don't know. Could be. And um, so what we're calling demons and what we're called demons and what some would refer to what some would refer to as demons and certain non-human life forms are probably one and the same thing. I mean, we've talked about this before. That, I mean, you're talking about there are creatures that dwell under they've even explained to one of their victims that they thought they were going to kill, just like bad guys always explain. They brag to their victims before they kill them, right? They thought they were going to kill this guy, but he lived to tell the tale. And they told him that they came from the place that we would consider under the earth. Okay. So where do people think of as the domain of these things? Also, the appearance. The appearance kind of fits, and the attitude fits. The living conditions, we talked about this before, the radioactive, sulfuric breathing, sulfur breathing um, beings that live in a highly radioactive and sulfuric um, atmosphere, very hot, about how they might be trying to terraform the surface. And so that wouldn't surprise me either. I don't know that we got all of them, but we did clean out some of them. Actually, I was part of the white hat. And it's funny. I'm a white hat. I didn't know I was a white hat, but it's so funny to hear these people talk about, well, the white hats, this proves that the white hats are in control of the weather. Yeah, the white hats, that's me and my friends, and Gemini, and friends of hers, and Paul, and I don't know who else, but it's not weather machines that we're using. We're using elementals, okay? And we're using the natural systems of the planet, which Mother Earth has not only given me permission, has not only said we've got her permission to use, but encourages us to use. So the people who are using machinery of any kind, they have been kicking us back to a certain extent. That's okay. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep doing our job. And this might be what the war looks like. Okay. This may be part of what the war is going to look like, is people doing are the shamans, the remote viewers, the psychics, the clerics of the group, if you were in, and the magic users, the clerics and magic users, are they going to be more effective against a lot of this than the fighters would be in the group, if you're talking about a game, right? So there's some things that clerics and wizards are better at, and the shaman are better at handling. When it comes to brute violence, of course, you need a fighter, but it's kind of like that. Let's see. They installed all the latest wireless tech in the schools to radiate the children. Yeah, John, this is John. He's talking about radiating, as in EMF waves, I guess, correct? Yeah, all the latest wireless tech, which means it's beyond spying. It's so that your kids are constantly going to be swimming in a soup of EMF. So, anyway, you know what? I think it's time to open it up to everybody. So let me do that. And one day I gotta figure out that fancy way of pinning it to chat, the link. Okay, so Anyway, there's a StreamYard link. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can do that very easily by clicking that link. It'll take you backstage where I'll see you. I'll push a few buttons and let you will be backstage, and I'll push a few buttons and suddenly you'll be on the show. Hopefully you're decent. If you're Scotty, try to have some pants on. But I don't see Scotty here tonight. Okay. Uploaded 2 videos of a beautifully poignant seagull funeral. A seagull funeral? Okay, can you elaborate on, were people having a funeral for a seagull? Were seagulls having a funeral for a seagull? What exactly was that about? But anyway, there's the link if anybody wants to come in and discuss anything about this, about aliens in general, about reasons not to wear a bra or a tight belt. And John, Lewis and John, you guys missed part, because this goes for guys too. Don't wear a tight belt. Prostate problems can cause prostate problems. So tight fitting garments are just a bad idea. Okay. For any length of time. The gulls were honoring a fallen comrade. Oh, wow, yes. That seems that 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 would be cool. Yes, and it would be interesting. Would they honor? How do seagulls hold a funeral? How animals hold funerals? It's certainly not that terribly unlike the way we do it in some regards. Um, I think they have a grieving process like we do, probably. I know that my pets had grieving processes. Oh gosh, I didn't know there was a hockey team called the Seagulls. There was a hockey team called the Seagulls. Yeah, okay, so Luz is there. Gee, did one of the hockey team guys die, or what's going on here? Team members. So I thought, what the heck? Nobody's going to step up and, like Rebecca Broom or somebody who's usually stepping up and saying something. It was divine timing that you witnessed it. Oh, this was your video. Your own personal video. Wow. Wow. It was divine timing that I witnessed it and captured it with honor and love. That's beautiful. Oh, wow. Um, Michelle, that is extremely special. That is a very special video. I've got the cards out. Let's see if we can make any determination here. Okay. As to whether the family saw a real non-human beings or a psyop. Let's see if we can find out anything. First, I'm going to use cards, and I'm going to use Actually, I'm going to use the pendulum first. So that is very special. Okay, so first let me ask, let me calibrate it. Show me yes. Okay, show me no. I'm going to try and so you can see it. Okay, now, Cowboy is a great little dog. No. Okay, so, okay, so were the the beings that they saw in their backyard, this family saw in their backyard in Las Vegas, that happened, first of all. That really, okay, yes, it did. Okay. Well, we're pretty sure it happened because we saw the fireball. But okay, were they actually non-human beings? Pendulum seems to think that they were non-human beings and not fake. Okay, is this in any way related to Project Blue Beam? Not this one. Okay, so were these guys, are these guys the ones that we're seeing in the sky that blur things out? Yes. Okay. Hmm. Our military knows about them. Yes. They come from off planet. Yes. So they're not, do they also come from the underground? No. No, they're not the underground ones. Okay, that's good to know. Um, they are they basically malevolent? Are they malevolent? No. Are they friendlies? Okay, they're actually friendlies. I suppose if they weren't friendly, they might have hurt somebody. Um, okay, so they're from off planet and they're actually not harmful ones. Okay. Okay, so nothing really to be afraid of there. Just okay, but it did happen, and this poor family is terrified for. It's not terrified for no good reason, but it's not really anything to be scared of. Okay. Um. Anybody else got another question? Hello, Enrique. Yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Hi, Enrique C. Did Lady Spellbreaker come in? Hello, honey. Hello. Hello, Heather Dawn. Heather Dawn, Heather Dawn. Um, okay, so they weren't evil, weren't malevolent. Well, that's comforting. That's comforting. So it happened. It did happen. Okay, that's good. Now, are there any malevolent ones in our skies here in Ohio? Oh, are there some, gosh, there are some not good ones, bad ones that hang around in our skies too. And it's saying, yes, there are. Are we being protected by the ones that are good? Yes. So they're kind of patrolling. Yes. So, hmm. So are they cleaning these malevolent ones out, getting rid of them, making them leave? Yes. Okay, good to know. Okay. So, well, I hope that puts somebody's mind at ease. Um, like I said, we do have allies, and I know that some of our allies are okay. We'll ask more specifically, is this what they're calling the Federation of Worlds? People helping us out. Yes. Okay, and the Federation of Worlds is that group I saw that also had that little blue guy that was so excited dancing around, wanted to talk to us. I had a vision of a group of non-humans that seemed to be representing a lot of different species, actually. And I suspected that's who it was, but there was out in front a sort of a smaller blue guy that seemed to be the spokesman. And he was kind of excited and dancing around saying he couldn't wait to meet us in person. But they can't do it quite yet. And so one of the other questions that people ask is why? Okay, so, and the answer I've heard is the vibration and pollution and everything being so harsh here. Yeah, it's just really painful to be here. If you're used to a pure atmosphere and pure air and pure food, and you know, this place is just, and the vibe being nice and even, you come here, yeah, it'd be pretty crappy right now. So let me see if we can get any more on this. Are we going to see more things like this happening? Was this okay? I can ask, was this an intentional landing, or was this landing purely intentional? No. So this was some kind of accident. Yes, this was something got screwed up. So something went, did their equipment just screw up? Okay. Were they actually shot down or forced down by some? Oh, they were forced down. Okay. Was it the malevolent ones? Are they having a little scuffle with their? Yes. Did our government have anything to do with this? Oddly enough, no. Our government is not responsible for this one. This is the bad guys. Okay. Dark hats, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I'm talking about the recent stuff. Yeah. If the document in your dream was a contract because you signed it, oh shoot. Well, remember, we have argued that unless you had full knowledge of what you were doing, it it can be nulled and voided. You can null and void it. Okay. Is the document that Lewis saw in his dream, was it actually a contract that somebody was offering him? Okay, no. Thank goodness. Does it represent a contract that may be offered to him? And yes. No, it's a warning. Okay, now you get to think about it. Something's going to be offered to you in the future. And you get to think about whether or not you want to agree to that. I'll tell you what my answer would be, but you're not in big doo-doo yet. Yeah. So, yeah, the malevolent one shot it down, shot some of the guys that aren't harmful at all down. That figures they're having a scuffle up there. That figures we're in the last stages. I mean, look at all that's going on the planet right now. It doesn't surprise me. That's not a surprise. So, honestly, they were gone. Since they were gone, by the by the time the police got there and decided to look at the backyard, they were gone. Everything was gone. So they did manage to take off, to get gone, get out of that situation, which is good. Okay, yes. Well, obviously you had a dream kind of warning you maybe. And it could have been because we were talking about that too. And we were talking about that kind of thing. But we do have to be careful what we do in dreams nonetheless. And I know it's hard because you're not really aware that you're even in a dream most of the time. You thought you sold your soul. Not quite. Your soul is still up for grabs. I'm kidding. Keep hold of it. It's very, don't sell yourself to anybody. Don't hoe yourself out. Don't hoe yourself. Okay, because you can get some pretty nasty STDs from these guys. Okay, you can get some spiritual STDs. Let's put it that way. Okay, so now I'm going to do some cards about this. Are there any interesting ramifications of this we need to know about? I'll ask cards. See what we got here. I have a feeling it has some significance, maybe not too much, but some, like not huge significance. But our friends, the goddess, the Empress keeps coming up. Justice. These are major arcana. So it actually does have some great significance. Now, pardon me, I'm going to have to reach for this sucker because it just went flying. So it really was energetically just hopped right out of there. Whoa! Not tip everything that I have on the table here because I always have a loaded pool table of stuff. Okay, now. And the last one is Queen of Swords. And this Queen of Swords is honest, truthful, candid, protective, independent, chatty, communicative, witty, funny, principled, fair, constructive criticism, strong, quirky, realistic, objective, and discerning. Well, and Aquarius. Okay, so the key word is astute. So the Queen of Swords is usually an air sign and it's activity. It's mental, things on the mental plane. Uh, and she's usually, okay, so that's somebody who is sort of working in the field of this uh, business. Let's see. Strong, quirky, realistic, objective, and discerning. And it's got Aquarius there. Okay, so I think it's part of the Aquarian energy, what they're trying to say here. And with the Empress and the Justice, uh, yeah, very interesting. Of course, the Empress says connecting to nature reminds me that abundance is unlimited. Justice says, I get what I give. Okay. So I think justice is just trying to reassure us that justice is going to be done. And what is going on right now, whatever it is that's going on, because remember the justice card's an 11. Okay. It's a doorway to something else. Because 11 does also refer to a doorway. And it also refers to, as we found out from another YouTuber who did a lot of research on 11, that it's also a number associated with Janus. So justice, I'm getting a bigger message. Things are being taken to so-called a higher court. What's going on in this planet is being taken to a higher court. Oh, thank you, dear. That's so sweet. You're the best, Maud. Was someone here sniffing for men? Sniffing for men? What? That's an interesting question. Should I get my pendulum out? Right, saying it. I was just saying it's a shame that no men were around when we were talking about the bra, because I'm sure it would be hilarious. I'm sure there would be many hilarious things said. Yes, the sacred contracts, Carolyn Mace. The doorway to knowledge, the At on the tree of life is number 11. Yes. Smell bad? Let me see. My clear smelling is not that great since COVID, but I don't think so. I think you're okay. Maybe garlic, a little bit of garlic. You've been eating garlic, haven't you? Yeah, you've been eating some garlic, but that's okay. Garlic is kind of a healthy smell, so I'm not worried about it. And of course, the Empress can be the divine feminine, can be Mother Earth. But I keep getting that card, that Mother Earth card, that divine feminine card. So whatever is happening, the divine feminine is in charge of what's going on here. She is really deeply embedded to everything that's going on right now. And we don't have to worry because, as I told you, she loves all her children. She's not trying to get rid of us. A virtual STD. Ah, well, yeah, spiritual STD. Spiritual STD. You don't want to get spiritual STD. Yeah. You just had a bath. Well, it's all that garlic, John. It's okay. It smells healthy. It's just coming out your pores. That's all. All 10 stuff on the tree of life combined is what number 11 is. Yes, entering the dark abyss. Yeah, that's the justice card is also karmic things happening, but I think I am hearing it's being taken to a higher court. Things that have been happening here are being heard by a higher court. So I think we're going to be getting even more help. Something I did want to mention is I had a weird vision of the earth, and I'm not sure what it means, but maybe you guys can help me figure this out, and I'm just sharing it out. It looked like it was trying to tell me that this so-called metal core, iron core of the earth, was actually hollow, and that it rides on a liquid magma. Okay, it's kind of like a gyroscope. It's kind of like a gyroscope. Something's been a little off about our gyroscope for a while. Um, yep, it's going to do more than keep vampires away. It might keep certain people away that aren't very health minded, but that's okay. The High Council in Nana's working on it. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. I've been a speaker there. In fact, in Astral, I don't think I was physically there. At least I don't think I was. The nine, you know what? I have connections with the nine from like way back. It's one of the first groups that got in touch with me, or I got in touch with them somehow. After I had my near death, I got messages from the nine pretty regular. Um, is the High Council the nine from the Federation? Okay. I don't think so, but I'll ask. I don't think the nine and the Federation are the same, but we'll find out because I don't know really. Oh, the thing is shivering. Look at that. It's shivering. So it really wants to talk. Okay. Are the Council of Nine Federation from this federation? No, I didn't think so. I thought they were farther back than that. Maybe separate. Okay, are they related to Atlantis? Are they the nine from Atlantis times, from Atlantean times? Yes. That's what I was kind of getting. Okay, so my vision of this Earth being like a gyroscope, having like a gyroscope core, and there's more to that, by the way. Yeah. So that is that's kind of what it is. Okay, so we might want to look at that, John. Um, we've looked at inner Earth, but we haven't really looked at that particular. But it's something about at certain times when the positioning is just right, the gates open up and you can go back and forth between inner and outer earth easily. That it's not always open. That it's hard to describe, that it kind of moves around, that there are times when the passages are open and times when they're not open. And the position, a certain position has to be reached for it to be open. And this is periodic movement, but it is kind of like a gyroscope, has a gyroscope, at the Earth's gyroscope. Okay. So is it sort of like, is that part of it? Is the passages sometimes closed and sometimes open? Yeah. Okay, so are they coming more open? Is okay. And this, yeah, so we're in an opening time period. We're in an open time period. Okay. So they've been closed off before. There's been times when they've been, yeah, it's not quite, I don't quite have it. You're telling me I don't quite have the idea yet, but it's close. I'm close to what actually happens. But anyway, so hi James Ortiz, how you doing? Hi Emmett. Romans finally gave Mary Magdalene a feast day and say she was a very important disciple of Christ. She was his wife. Yes, she was absolutely his wife. She was absolutely his wife, but yeah. Mary Magdalene was married to Jesus. Yeah, the one they called Jesus, Yeshua, and they are divine complements. Yes, they are divine complements. Yes, she was married to him. They're divine complements. Nice of them to finally recognize her. Hi, Emmett. Not sure about your current model of the Earth and cosmos either. I don't mean flat Earth. Well, it isn't, like I said before, I believe in code-shaped Earth, which it could be anything, and it could even change. So maybe what they're trying to show me is the changeability of it, is that yes, it does in fact change, that it's not always quite the same, that um, yeah, I was thinking there might be some kind of a, okay, is there some kind of a disc? I need to get a little more space in there. Is there some kind of a moving disc type thing that unlocks? Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. I see like a locking mechanism. Was this done? Was this intentionally done? Yeah, this was very intentionally created. Was that for protection so that they could lock it and be safe from whatever was going on the surface? Oh, I see. Because the surface got wild. What I'm seeing is the surface just got, from time to time, gets like the Wild West and crazy. And something about the surface not even originally being the main place where people live, but all these, I guess all these corpses provided Earth with a lot more topography, a lot more mass. The Earth has grown in mass, and partly because of all the dead bodies. Oh my gosh, that's gruesome, but I can see that. Does it have something to do with magnetics? Good question. Is it to do with the magnetics, the magnetosphere? Magnetics, yes. Yes, now we're getting somewhere. It's something about magnetics. Um, yeah, forces pulling from the center of the earth again. I can feel it. So however that went. Yeah, it's like everything needs a translation. You're in a weird mood, are you? Good. You're in the right place. This is the place to be if you're in a weird mood. Um, we like that. We go for that. I'm in a weird mood too. I've been in a weird mood for a while, a long time. So, in my case, you can pretty much count on that. But what is normal? I don't know anymore. I have no idea. I I I don't know. I don't know why when I have downtime and I'm watching something or listening to something or talking to somebody, I've been doing this weird look on pieces of boxes from various products that I use. I've been doing art, these tiny bits of art. I don't know what's going on. You guys can look at them and tell me what you think. Well, who am I making it for? Maybe myself. I don't know. I don't know if you can really see it that well. So I've been up to no good. No. Oh, and this one. I don't know why I've been so inspired by the package. This one comes, this one literally comes from a package of Mina sardines, Moroccan sardines in Moroccan oil, olive oil. Um, so blinded me with science. Science. Max, thanks for coming by. It's always good to see you. I missed you this weekend. Sorry, I missed you every darn time. Every time I looked, I had missed you. It's like, dang, missed again. Missed again. Uh-huh. I finally came right out and said it, girl. What took you so long? It was in your eyes. Um, but yeah, it's good to see you. And it's good to see some of you that I haven't seen in a little while, like Michelle, Emmett. What are you emitting tonight, Emmett? I am itchy because I was outside a little bit. It's itchy out there. It's itchy and bitchy. I asked for a little bit of rain to clear the air, which it has, and cool it down just a little because, and it did. So it has actually cooled down a bit and everything, but I gotta say, it's whatever's going on is making me feel itchy, and people are saying nanobots that they're having problems with the smoke, that there's something in the smoke, there's something toxic, and people are saying nanobots. Anybody heard about that? Oh, you missed me? Well, I was here. Hmm. Um, so whatever it is, it's making me itchy. I went outside the last couple times I went outside, my arms got hives. It was like I have hives now. I have all these spots on my arms that I itched because I was rubbing my arms, unconsciously scratching them. And now I have little spots on my arms, just on my arms and my hands, nowhere else. Not on my face, and I wasn't wearing a cap. I don't know what the heck is going on. Doesn't make a bit of sense to me what's going on. Um, you've been itching. Anybody else been itching? Itching and bitching. Yeah. Um, Sun gave me dermatitis. Possibly. I don't know why it didn't get my face then. It did make it a little red, but didn't give me sores or itchy spots. I don't know. Refuse all weirdness, ignore it, and it goes away. Well, not in my life. But the sun gave me dermatitis. Hmm. Can anybody explain why that would happen? You've been having itchy breakouts on your elbows and boobs. I pray this switch of plant-based laundry detergent and I can do a vinegar rinse next load. You might want to try what I was talking about with the might want to try soaking your clothes in the powdered milk. A little bit of powdered milk can even be a rather weak solution. If there's any kind of formaldehyde or other stuff in there, a lot of things will go ahead and bond to the proteins in the milk and get out of your material. So you might want to try that too. And I got a rash under my left breast that I haven't had in ages. But then again, I did eat a couple bites of a biscuit when we were at Popeyes, and I shouldn't have done that. We were at Popeyes, and I just couldn't. I just wasn't thinking, and I was just, oh, doggone! I put it down, but it was too late. Um, I missed it. I miss it. I miss having that lovely gluten that isn't good for us. Yeah, I'm thinking it almost has to be something causing photosensitivity. So what would cause photosensitivity? There are things that'll do it, that'll make you photosensitive. Um, why just my arms? Oh, good. You got a comfrey plant. And usually the more that you abuse them, the better they grow. They are real obstinate, stubborn plants. So the more you pick from them, the better they grow. The more you cut from them, the more they just come back even stronger. And that is kind of part of the whole thing about comfrey, is you'll come back stronger too. You can even eat the comfrey leaves as greens. My cat loved them. Maui loved them. She would nail, she would eat the stems off of all of them, out of every comfrey leaf. It's funny. She liked the stems and the tips. She left the rest for me. She was real kind. Yeah, certain medications, but I don't do anything unusual that haven't been doing before. I mean, I've been taking Boswellia for a while now. And everything that I've been taking it for a while. I don't know. Maybe something. I guess it could even be that eating at Popeyes might have just been a bad idea altogether. Maybe there was something in there, but we were away from home. I almost don't eat out anymore. There's a reason. I don't trust eat out food. I don't trust it. Fast food, restaurant food, hardly ever eat out anymore. Maybe that was the problem. Oh, really? James Ortiz says the therapist said being a paraplegic, the DNA changes. One thing is sensitivity to the sun. Being a paraplegic makes you sun sensitive? And now you sunburn easily. Wow, I never heard of such a thing. I never heard of that. That's something. Wow. Yeah, really sorry to hear that. I finally got to the point when I was older that I didn't burn. My mom had the same thing when she was really young. She burned real easy. As she got older and she hit menopause age, she started to just brown. Seemed to be the way. And me too. I haven't really had a lot of sun sensitivity, but now I am having to be maybe a little more, maybe I should be a little more careful. Maybe something. What if some of this shit that's going on is causing the sun sensitivity? Some of this stuff. What if something from this stuff in the air, the pollution is causing it? Could be. There's some things I'm allergic to. It could be pollen, but I don't know. Yeah, the air quality is crummy. and I'm nowhere near the fires. I'm all the way on the other side of the US. Yeah, I had started to be able to get, because I remember that I was so surprised for the first time started to get a tan and didn't burn outside. I'm like, wow, this is cool. I don't have to worry so much about burning. Cowboy, I love you. I hope this is not nanobots, but only cowboy fur up my nose. Anyway, yeah, little fur guy. You're just waiting for when mom gets done with it all and gives you a belly, gives you a proper belly rub like you deserve. Huh? There he is, Mr. Handsome, hard at work, lounging, lounging and waiting for a belly rub. Anyway, yeah, that's nice. It's always nice when you tan instead of burning. You said the DNA changes. Yeah. Yeah, that's odd. I do not understand that part. I really don't get that part. But I guess there's a lot of things I don't know 100% about. Oh, gee, my hair looks. I'm glad I have a hat on. I have had hair. I have my hair is just everywhere. Anyway, DNA changes. Yeah, that's odd, isn't it? Why would that change your DNA? Seems very odd. Well, you guys, do you have anything you want to ask the pendulum or the cards? I'll wait around. Do 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 do. Yeah, I look marvelous, and I know who I am. Yes, I look marvelous, and I know who I am, darling. You look marvelous too. I'm remote viewing, Emmett. You look marvelous. I'm not. Okay. Emmett is emitting. Um, okay, just want to remind you Wednesday is my next day to come on. Um, I don't think we're in another moon cycle yet because we just did cards. Uh, not sure what the subject's going to be, but I have a list that sometimes I follow, sometimes I can follow. If you have something that would be really good to do a show on, let me know. You can always send me a line at the oceandiana@gmail.com. Um, if you know somebody who'd be a good guest, get them in touch with me, and I'd love to have them on. It looks like we're probably going to have Naysay on again. Paula's also agreed to come back at some point, and maybe Rebecca Broom will come back on at some when she's in the mood. Um, see you on the dark side of the moon. Uh, um, that's another thing, the dark side of the moon. I wonder if we remote viewed that yet. Did we remote view the dark side of the moon? We might have. I've forgotten. We've remote viewed a lot of things. We really remote viewed a lot of, so I'm not sure. We did put a monkey wrench in CERN for the bad guys, though. And now I'm hearing things about CERN being different and getting kind of dismantled. And it's like, yeah, I guess one of the next things we're going to have to deal with is maybe HARP. Maybe we can do HARP. Oh, you saw the light show at the Cottage Planetarium in your town. Oh, that's really cool. Um, thank you, Emmett. Um, it's like something else is trying to come in. I got messages coming in, but they're not resolving themselves yet. But I do have messages coming in. It's weird because I haven't been at last couple of times at Max Vision remote viewing. I've been having a hard time remote viewing the pictures. But I don't have trouble with destinations. It's weird. Ah, yes, Saturn is going to retrograde in Taurus. That's going to be interesting. All you can remote view lately is mushroom networks. It's not so bad. Yeah, I guess that's not so bad, huh? Hmm. Well, we actually have quite a lot of quite a lot of our abilities yet to come across and uncover and develop. So if mycelium are your thing, yeah, riding the Great Mycelial Highway, Neptune in Pisces, retrograding in Pisces, June. Yeah. So we're in the orb of all of those things. Wow. Yeah, that could be it. Maybe something must be going on with that. Yeah. Wow. There's just, and there's a lot of energies coming in. It really knocks me out sometimes. It's just, I'll just like, it'll just flatten me sometimes. Yeah, Lady Spellbreaker's going to Herb College. Oh, it's gonna be cool. And she's gonna do really well. And then we'll know all kinds of stuff. You guys are very smart and you pick things up quickly. And you also are not afraid to look into things. And I really appreciate that because there are a lot of people that are just too busy, impatient, whatever, to be able to, what the heck is going on with that? See me, I'm doing the ADD thing right now. I notice something and my mind goes, "Ooh, ooh, ooh." I'm distractible sometimes. Wow, you woke up just in time for the, yeah, demic. Yep. Isn't that interesting though? That word has dim in it. The Plan Democrat. Sorry. The mushroom just started talking to you. Well, that's okay. I mean, I've had things just start talking to me too. Did they say eat me? They have a little sign on them that said eat me? Well, your ex had you tricked. Yeah, yeah, ayahuasca woke you right up. Well, that's great because honestly, like I said, my husband was using things to trick me too, and I feel so feel so put upon. I feel so you're not afraid of much, only fake foods and people. They freak you out. Is that all? Okay. And we have so much of that on this. Yes, the plants do have wisdom. Oh, the Amazonian tree frog poison and you purged 1,000%. Holy cow. Whoa, I bet you did. Ah, mhm. Oh dear. Not I my. Well, admit that's kind of personal. Kind of personal limit. If we're assuming that you're a guy. Yes, emit the plants have wisdom. It is, they do. Comfrey was talking to me. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be something to try sometime. Now that is something I haven't done. Um, I've done other things, but not that. And I'm crazy too. I just don't talk about it much. But it really the biggest thing that changed everything was dying and coming back. I have to say that changed everything. There wasn't anything quite like that experience. I guess, well, yeah, but I was thinking the DMT, but the DMT has very short action. Yeah, it has very short action, very short term of effect. But it does kind of kick open those doors in your mind. Right. Oh, you would like to try psilocybin, Lewis? Ah, well, mushrooms, mushrooms. I like mushrooms. all kinds of mushrooms except for the poison kind that can kill you. But other than that, see, everybody's done the psychonaut thing. Everybody's done the psychonaut thing, huh? Figures or wants to. Yep. And I'll tell you what I've always said. The reason psychedelics are so illegal, have been made so illegal, is because they might accidentally show you something about the truth. You can't have that. Yeah, you're not a shaman. Not yet. Cool. Well, and that's the thing is a lot of times being a shaman takes you into the other worlds, and sometimes that experience is started through um, what the Indians used to call power substance. So, and they're psychoactive substances. I really hope they do really get busy with the mushrooms for healing and really start doing that because I think it can help lots of people. And it can really change your whole attitude about living. Of course, then there were people who were trying to change my attitude back. Well, yeah, that's another thing that I always say. Be sure you're in a good neighborhood because what you meet's going to change depending on the neighborhood you're in. It literally can. Where you are is important. Like, I would not want to do anything like that in a terribly haunted place that's haunted with all kinds of nasty things. I would not want anything to do with that. No. Yeah. Yeah, they're not doing it right. Yeah, most people aren't doing it right. Yeah. Yeah, abusing sacred medicine. Yeah. It's that's something I usually say. It's like, well, I understand a certain amount of recreational for some people, they really need that, but really, most of the time, these things are done under sacred circumstances. And there was a reason, because if you're in the wrong place, you're gonna have you can have some very bad things happen. And around the wrong people. Way too high to hear you, yeah. Yeah, there's that. There's people who just don't know what the heck they're doing. Then there's people who do, though, fortunately. So. Oh my gosh, we've been on 2 hours already. It's incredible, isn't it? Where the paper dream? You saw a bear and a lioness. Oh, that's really cool. A bear and a lioness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've been trying to start earlier in order to get to bed earlier. I hate to say it. I hate to admit it. I'm going to have to close up shop early tonight and get some rest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Intention is really big. I'm going to need some rest. I really, and the thing is, I haven't even gotten that much done today. I haven't even gotten that much done today. It's weird. It's like the amount of tiredness I feel does not equal the effort I put out in a day. It just, there's no, it doesn't equal. Sometimes I put out lots and lots of, I'm doing lots of things, and I'm not that tired. And there's other days I'm hardly getting anything done and I'm just so tired. I don't know. Man, it's really, I guess it's surfing these waves, man. Surfing the waves all the time makes you tired. Yeah. Okay, you guys, I love you, and you know that I care about you, and that I hope you're all, truth is where you find it. I hope you're always finding some here. Don't forget that you're divine and that you are creators. And so create wisely and well. And I hope that all of your journeys are really good. And I will see you if you have a mind to be here. I will see you on Wednesday. And I will try to be earlier than 10 though, because although sometimes I kind of get driven to be all the way down to 10 o'clock. I haven't even had dinner. I haven't even had dinner. All I had was breakfast today. So I will see you Wednesday, and um, when we'll talk, we will chat again. If you have anything you want to talk about and you want to bring it up beforehand, email me. And tell people you love them when you do. Tell people you care. You'll be glad. A lot of people are leaving. And like I said, been saying, get your surfboards out. It's going to be very wavy. It's going to be a wavy summer. Yeah. Oh, this channel is about how to hack the matrix and regain your godlike superpowers. How's that, Avi? Come on, my channel, come on. Yeah, we're on the same frequency. Yeah, we're all doing healings and stuff. And you know what? I'll close with a little bit of Reiki here because my palms are tingling. Okay, don't forget your breathing. Don't forget to breathe, guys, okay? You know, it's like that's the one addiction I don't want to lose. One of the addictions I don't want to lose is this breathing. Circulating blood's another one. Well, AV, we're about to close it down for tonight. You're going to have to come back on Wednesday. Well, we talk about everything, really. We talk about all kinds of spirituality, everything woo, every kind of woo. I mean, everything from Bigfoot to aliens to magic, real magic, shamanism, hacking the matrix, simulation theory, everything. Remote viewing, godlike superpowers, we talk about it all, every kind of woo thing that there is. And even some things that are a little less wooey, we bring into it because we got to stay healthy and strong to be able to practice our woo, right? So, oh yeah, I I will be really happy to see that. Yeah, you feel like you're talking not to me. Yeah, it's fun being empathic, isn't it? Yes. Okay, loves. I gotta go because I am really feeling it tonight. I'll see you Wednesday. Hope to see you Wednesday. Hope everything is great in the meantime. Okay, love. Yeah. Okay. I'm out of here. Take care of yourselves. We need you.